check. Jermaine Levy. All right, so it's time for match 2 of the Dream 11 Jamaica T10 competition. It's the Surrey Risers against the Cornwall Warriors. Cornwall Warriors, they're in maroon, and they're bowling first with Jermaine Levy over the wicket to Chadwick Walton. That's way down the leg side. It should go into the boundary, 5 wides. A terrible start from Levy. And 3 runs for the Risers. They're off the mark with 5 runs. So 5 wides conceded there by Jermaine Levy. A wayward delivery. So wayward that wicketkeeper Spence had no chance. And now he will start again to bowl to Chadwick Walton from the Courtney Walsh end. Down the leg side again. His direction is awfully off here. Jermaine Levy. And wide, signaled by the umpire. So it's 6 without loss. Without a legitimately bowled delivery so far. So the Surrey Risers team is Chadwick Walton, Delbert Gale, Sadiq Henry, Shelon Cottrell, Kashane Roberts, Ricardo McIntosh, who is at the non-strikers end, Dennis Bulai, Lloyd Gould, Warren Campbell, O'Shane Thomas, and Gordon Bryan, the medium pacer. It's Levy yet to bowl a legal delivery to Walton, who is chopping that one down to third man. Brian Gale is at third man, does the fielding. And it's a first run off the bat. And it goes to Chadwick Walton. The score goes up to 7 without loss after 1 legal delivery. And for the Cornwall Warriors, on the field for the Cornwall Warriors, you have Michael Frew, Paul Palmer Jr. Wait, no. Leave it to bowl to McIntosh, who is ducking into that one. Try to evade a short delivery. A quick throw to the non-striker's end. And you get a single. And the score goes up to 8 without loss. So the team for the Cornwall Warriors: Michael Frew, Paul Palmer Jr., O'Keen Farquharson, Brian Gale, Omar Samuels, Andre McCarthy, Jermaine Levy, Damian Diston, Kerry Holness, Damian Bryce, and Javoy Spence. He's the wicket keeper in number 7. It's Levy ambling in from the Courtney Walsh end to bowl to Walton. That's another wide delivery. A wayward start this from Jermaine Levy. Hasn't found his radar. Everything has been off target and without much fuss, the Surrey Risers, they're already up to 9 without loss. There's thunderstorms in the background. It's getting a little bit more overcast. There were showers earlier as Levy bowls to Walton, who's back and pushing that one back along the pitch. No chance of a run. The score remains at 9 without loss in the first over. Levy again over the wicket to bowl to Walton. Short deliveries, pushing that one backward of square. They think about one and they contemplate a second. Throw comes in, but it's easy, does it for Walton. And the score goes up to 11 without loss. Still another 2 deliveries to be bowled in this over. Levy to bowl to Walton, another wide delivery. This is poor stuff from Jermaine Levy. It's awful if you ask me. He's too wide on the offside and way too wide on the onside. So he's bowling 2 sides of the wicket. No real threat to Walton, who is looking to pace himself here. 133 was scored in the first game by the Kings. They won that game by 4 runs. Another wide delivery from Levy. This is poor. Has to get it right. And the captain, Paul Palmer Jr., well, he's the senior figure in the team. He takes a run. The captain is Michael Frew, is at cover. And Palmer goes across to give a word to Levy, who hasn't gotten out of this over to this day. Seems very rusty, does Levy. And so 2 men out, 3rd man and backward square, wide down the leg side again from Levy. This is easy stuff for Walton to cope with, and the score is just progressing. It's been so long this over. It's almost if it's mirroring the entire power play. It has been that long. As we see the ground staff getting busy again, going towards the covers. Getting a little bit gloomy in the far east. As Levy over the wicket to Walton, that's wide. No, this is not good. This is not good from Levy. 15 runs conceded. 10 deliveries bowled already by Levy. Yeah. 12 extras so far in the first over of the contest. Levy to Walton, that's full, and it's swatted over mid-wicket. Could be a no ball. They get 1. Square leg says no. That's all they will get. Score goes up to 16 and Walton is on 4. And the non-striker, well, he's now at the striker's end. Ready to face Jermaine Levy, who will be looking to get out of this over. It has been so long. Must feel as if he has bowled about 2 overs so far. And that's down the leg side. It's a wide. This is painful for the captain. It's painful for the Cornwall Warriors. Everyone has their hand, well, their heads in their hands. It's not the ideal start. This is not setting a tone for an innings. When you start like this, it's bad precedence. Levy bowls, and this is hit high in the air. The man at mid-on settles under it, judges it, takes a catch. Kerry Holness takes the catch. And the end of a painful over for Jermaine Levy. He gets a wicket at the end. And the Surrey Kings, the Surrey Risers, I beg your pardon, they lose their first wicket. And it's 17 for 1 at the end of over number 1. Lloyd Gould is the man who is making his way back to the pavilion. He faced only two deliveries. That was poor. It was already 17 from the over. There was no need to be forcing himself to get another hee-ho out of this over. I think the damage was already done by Levy. He could get some sacrifice from that. A wicket to end the first over, and it's 17 without loss. So Ricardo McIntosh joins Captain Chadwick Walton at the crease. They're flying, the Surrey Risers, and only the fact that Lloyd Gould gave away his hand, it was poor. There was no need for him to try such a shot. As you see, Omar Samuels gets ready to start his way in the competition. Samuels, a former national youth representative, played for the UWI in the Senior Cup competition, now represents St. Elizabeth. And he'll be bowling to Chadwick Walton. So the two men who are out will be third man and the man at deep backward square leg, who is Levy. Samuels bowls to Walton, who is trying to pull that one, not short enough. Goes back to Samuels, and there's no chance of a run. The score remains at 17 without loss. 17 for 1. Samuels to Walton, who is trying to hammer that one through the offside, loses his shape. Damian Bryce picks up and they get a single. At point, the score goes up to 18 for 1. 13 extras already conceded by the Cornwall Warriors. And importantly for the Surrey Risers, their captain is still there. Chadwick Walton, a mainstay in this team. Likes of Delbert Gale, Sadiq Henry, and they have the pace duo of Sheldon Cottrell and O'Shane Thomas later on in the afternoon, weather permitting, of course. Dennis Bulai is also a part of the team. So they have some quality in this team. Gordon Bryan, who represented the Scorpions in Super 50 cricket recently, he's also in the team. So the Cornwall team is made up of players from St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland. They should have a couple from Trelawney and Hanover as well, making up that team. As Samuels over the wicket to bowl to McIntosh short, and he helps that one over short fine leg. One bounce into the boundary for 4. That was easy from Ricardo McIntosh. Got in line with the delivery pretty early and just helped it over short fine leg. Short fine leg is Brian Gale, and 4 more runs to the total. The score goes up to 22 for 1. So Samuels, bowling his 4th delivery, has already conceded 5 runs. 4 to Ricardo McIntosh, who is facing, who is tapping this one in front of point and gets a single. Good communication between McIntosh and Chadwick Walton. McIntosh is the captain of the Micah University cricket team. They have been doing well so far in the intercol competition. Went to Clarendon College. Also played football, did Ricardo McIntosh. Samuels, who's over the wicket, runs away from the Michael holding end to bowl to Walton, who is tucking this into the onside. Thinks about 2, does McIntosh, but it will only be 1. And the score is now up to 24 for 1 inside over number 2. So after 17 runs conceded in the first over, 7 runs now from Samuels with 1 delivery to go. With point, squarish point, cover mid-off. The men in the offside field. This one is jogging back at McIntosh. It popped up off the pitch, but luckily for him, it didn't go to the border for a chance. And the score remains at 24 for 1 at the end of over number 2. The first innings of the second Jamaica T10 Dream 11 encounter is the Surrey Risers batting against the Cornwall Warriors. So it's going to be a bowling change, inevitably, after Jermaine Levy's poor first over that went for 17. It's going to be Andre McCarthy bowling from the Courtney Walsh end. No relation to Andre McCarthy, who plays for the Surrey Kings. They won earlier by 5 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. McCarthy is a former national youth representative, while Andre McCarthy is currently a Scorpions member. Plays predominantly limited overs cricket, as McCarthy over the wicket to Walton, who is pushing this down to long off. As the power play is now ended, so there are 4 men out. 4 men out, interestingly. Long off, well, it's 5. Long off, sweeper cover, third man, and forward square. Almost a straightish mid-wicket. Short in stature is Andre McCarthy. And that one beats Ricardo McIntosh, who was trying to run it down to third man, but nice seam position there from McCarthy beating the outside edge. And the score remains at 25 for 1 inside over number 3. So, second of a double header here at Sabina Park. 33 games will be played over 17 days, 17 continuous days. McCarthy bowls to McIntosh. It takes the edge, beats wicketkeeper Spence and beats third man, and that's 4 more runs to this Surrey Risers. They're progressing nicely. They're up to 29 for 1. McIntosh now he's up to 9. Genuine edge. Very good delivery from Andre McCarthy. Touchdown on about middle and off stump. Shaped away from McIntosh. Was feeling for it, took the edge. Fortunately for him, there's no slip. Not going to be seeing slips in this format for any prolonged time. Based on the nature of the game. McCarthy bowls to McIntosh is pushing back along the pitch. The bowler does the fielding, and there's no chance of a run. The score remains at 29 for 1. 2.4 overs bowled. McCarthy to bowl to McIntosh, who is just opening the blade and running that down to third man. And the score goes up to 30. Outside of that first over from Jermaine Levy, I think the Cornwall Warriors have done well to concede only 13 runs in 11 balls, as this one is straight to Chadwick Walton, takes a touch off the thigh pad and goes to short fine leg where Omar Samuels does the fielding. At the end of over number 3, it's now 31 for 1. Ricardo McIntosh, he's on 10, and Captain Chadwick Walton, he's on 7. The man dismissed earlier, Lloyd Gould, he went for a duck, and he departed to Jermaine Levy, who conceded 17 runs, predominantly made up of extras in the first over. So Omar Samuels to complete his quota of overs here. Oh, sorry. And this one is flicked over fine leg, short fine leg. It goes for 4. Badly line delivery there from Samuels. And Walton just helping himself to 4 more runs, easy runs. And he goes up to 11, and the score is up to 35 for 1 in over number 4. Omar Samuels to go to Walton, who's hitting that over mid-wicket. The man at square leg comes around to his left. Can he stop it? No, he can't. Better effort needed there from Okino Farquharson. But it's 4 more runs to Chadwick Walton. It came off the inner portion of the bat. But so much is his power, is Walton, that it flew over the man's head at mid-wicket, who is Brian Gale, and the man at deep forward square had no chance. Score is now up to 39 for 1 as Samuels teams in. And that one is outside the off stump, beats Walton. He remains on 15. So too the score at 39 for 1. .3 overs. 39 for 1. Samuels again. Hustling into his run-up balls to Walton, beats him again. A swing and a miss from Walton, who is not getting his left foot across to the pitch of the delivery. And trying to hike a delivery from outside the off stump over mid-wicket. Dot ball, precious commodity here. Samuels has done well. He has bowled 1.4 overs, none for 15, going at under 10 runs per over. Samuels to Walton, that's wide. No chance for Walton to get to that delivery. And another extra, a 14th, and the score is now up to 40 for 1. Samuels to bowl to Walton, and that was a slower delivery. Popped back to the bowler. Deceived Walton. But so much is his power again. Got it over the head of the bowler. Must feel a little bit disappointed that it didn't come straight back at him for the chance of a catch. Score goes up to 41 for 1. Walton is on 16. Samuels to bowl to McIntosh short again. He's Hammering that over mid-wicket. That's gone for 6. Bang! Short and dispatched by Ricardo McIntosh. And it goes all the way for 6, and that brings the total up to 47 for 1. McIntosh up to 16. The Surrey Risers. Clouds getting a little bit heavier. Well, a little bit higher. Still dark. See a bowling change now for the Cornwall Warriors. Looks like the captain himself, Michael Frew, member of the West Indies under-19 winning team in 2016. 16 on his back. Frew, all-rounder, off-spinning all-rounder. He'll be bowling to Chadwick Walton. Frew round the wicket to Walton. Short delivery, and he's tugging this over wide long on, and it goes for 6. So back-to-back 6. 6s for the Cornwall Warriors. And they are now up to 53 for 1 inside over number 5. And Walton, he's now up to 22. Ricardo McIntosh is on 16. As Frew over the wicket now to Walton. Short again, beats him with a quicker delivery outside the off stump. Taken by the wicketkeeper, Javoy Spence. Frew changing of angle to over the wicket to Walton. Flighty delivery, that's high in the air. Loud shouts of catch him. The man at mid-wicket comes around and takes a catch. Well done there from Andre McCarthy. It was in the air for some time. He had to race around from mid-wicket. Covered enormous amount of grounds to get to the ball. And Chadwick Walton departs for 22 at 53 for 2 for the Surrey Risers. So, Chadwick Walton departing there for 22 at 53 for 2. In comes Delbert Gale. This is over number 5. And this one takes the edge. Paul Palmer Jr. racing around from short. Third man cuts it off. And the score trickles over to 54 for 2 as Gale gets off the mark. Brings Ricardo McIntosh, who is on 16, with a 4 and a 6 so far in his knock. Well, 2 4s and a 6. Faces through, and he's beaten outside the off stump. Nice drifting delivery there from Michael Frew. Javoy Spence disturbing the bails, giving the umpire some work to do. The score remains at 54 for 2. One delivery to come from through. He's conceded 7 runs. 6 first ball, but has been tidy ever since, including the wicket of Walton as he goes to McIntosh, who is just working that one to short fine leg. They scamper through for a single, and at the end of over number 5, the Surrey Risers, they are 55 for 1. For 2. So it's going to be Damien Banks from around the wicket to bowl to Ricardo McIntosh, who is slapping that over extra cover. 1 bounce into the boundary for 4. What a way to greet Ebanks. Over pitch delivery. And McIntosh just eased onto the front foot and smashed it over extra cover. And the score goes up to 59 for 2 after 5.1 overs. So Ebanks, off a couple of steps from around the wicket to bowl to McIntosh, a full delivery, and he just works that one down to long on. He thinks about 2, but 1 is all he will get. Paul Palmer Jr. doing the fielding. Score goes up to 60 for 2. Ebanks round the wicket again to Delbert Gale, who just taps this one to short. Third man, the man from backward point, Damien Bryce, does the fielding, and the score is limited to 1 at 61 for 2. So this is the inaugural staging of the Dream 11 Jamaica T10 competition. See the field placement. The man from third man coming into the circle. Brian Gale from mid-wicket going onto the boundary. So 3 men on the boundary on the outside. And that's where McIntosh goes. He goes over the man at forward square. He goes all the way for 6. Slower delivery into his pads. And even with 3 players on the boundary on the leg side, it was still easy enough for McIntosh to get 6 more runs. His second maximum of the innings. He is now up to 28. And the score is 67 for 2. And with that 6, Ebanks has a change in angle. He goes over the wicket. Short delivery, and McIntosh is pulling out of Farquharson. Chance for a catch, takes it. End of a promising innings from Ricardo McIntosh. A short delivery, but picked out a keen Farquharson, who was well placed at forward square, and takes a catch and brings the end of Ricardo McIntosh for 28 from 15 balls. And another wicket for the Cornwall Warriors, and the score is now 67 for 3 after 5.5 overs. Sadiq. Sadiq. So Sadiq Henry facing up to Ibanks, and he gets off the mark very early. Very first delivery at the end of over number 6. It's 68 for 1 for 68 for 3, I beg your pardon, for the Surrey Risers. And Delbert Gale is on 2. Sadiq Henry is on 1. Damien Ibanks picking up a wicket. 1 for 13. Michael Frew 1 for 8. And Jermaine Levy with a very expensive first over. 1 for 17. Omar Samuels completed his quota. 2 overs, none for 23. Andre McCarthy, who took the catch off Chadwick Walton, has bowled an over for 7 runs. So outside of the 17 runs conceded in the very first over by Levy, the Cornwall Warriors have since conceded 51 runs in 5 overs, so they have pulled back things tremendously here. The Surrey Risers now with Sadiq Henry facing up to Michael Frew, the captain of the Warriors. Short delivery. He's trying to work that one, but it goes back along the pitch. No chance of a run. Score remains at 68 for 3. Frew, short outside the off stump and hammered out to the point. Parkinson does the fielding, fires in the return to Javoy Spence, and no chance of a second run. The score goes up to 69 for 3 after 6.2 overs. So not much action in terms of boundaries in recent times here now for the Surrey Risers, as Gale faces up to Frew. Short delivery again, and Frew does the fielding. No chance of a run. Dot balls. So 2 dot balls in this over so far from Frew. So he has bowled 1.3 overs, 1 for 9. Outstanding stuff from the off spinner. Takes a couple of steps to the crease. Flies this one to Gale, who is pushing this one down to long on. And an easy single. In the end, the score goes up to 70 for 3. And Gale is up to 3, while Sadiq Henry is up to 2. Gale is 3 from 4. As Henry faces through. Short delivery again, goes back, pushes the short cover. Ibanks races in, but can't prevent the single. 1 more run to the total, and the score goes up to 71 for 3. 1 delivery to come in this over number 7. Michael Frew bowling to Delbert Gale, who is pushing this to short cover, and brilliant fielding there from Damien Ibanks, diving in a ways to his right, prevents any chance of a run. At the end of over number 7, the Surrey Risers, they are 71 for 3. Delbert Gale is on 3. Sadiq Henry, he's also on 3. So Damien Ibanks to bowl over number 8. He's over the wicket. To Sadiq Henry, sweeping this. Backward of square. Should go for 4. It does. 75 now for 3. Poorly lined delivery from Damien Ibanks. And that's about the 4th boundary down to that wide long leg position. So that suggests that the Cornwall Warriors bowlers have been a little bit too straight. So Henry on 7 to Ibanks, who beats him outside the off stump. Loud appeal. Umpire says not out. Stumping opportunity there for Javoy Spence. And after what the Surrey Kings did in the very first innings of this tournament, 133, I think 77 in over number 8 will be a little bit below par at the moment. As Ibanks over the wicket to Henry. Slower delivery, is pushing up to cover and gets a single. Chance of a run out. Misses, goes all the way out of deep mid wicket, and they get 2 from a poor decision from Michael Frew, who was trying to get a run-out opportunity, missed it. And 2 more runs to Sadiq Henry. And he's up to 9. Overall total is 77 for 3. Ebanks was a slower delivery that's heaved in the air. Okeen Farkas again and takes a catch, even though he loses his footing. Very well judged catch there from Okeen Farkas, the man from Westmoreland. And Sadiq Henry goes a slow delivery from Damien Ebanks, his second wicket. He's now taken 2 for 19, and Sadiq Henry goes for 9. And the Surrey Risers falling away a little bit here. They're 77 for 4. Inside over number 8. Yeah, so Kashin Roberts, the new man, facing up to Ebanks, and he's tugging that one out to mid-wicket there. Thinking about 3 people converging on it, and they all ensured that there was no chance of a second run. That was Brian Gale, Paul Palmer, and the bowler himself, Damien Ebanks. And the score is up to 78 for 4. That over number 8, so 1.5 overs, 2 for 20 for Ebanks. Always important to take wickets in this format, slows down the opposition. And he's done so immaculately. Bows another slower delivery to Gale, who is hammering this forward of square. One bounce into the mid-wicket boundary for 4. That was short from Ebanks, not the way to close out your spell. But this is important for the Surrey Risers, important for Gale, who has not really been at his fluent best. He's now up to 7 from 6 balls, and the score is now up to 82 for 4 after 8 overs. So here comes the power play over that has to be taken between overs 3 and 9. The batting team is allowed to take that power play option anytime between overs 3 and 9. So they've taken it now in over number 9. So only 2 fielders will be permitted outside the circle. And at the moment, there's some confusion in the field as Kerry Holness is at long off. He has to come into the circle, or it will be a no ball. So the 2 men out, or well, they are deep, mid-wicket, and long on. So everybody else is in the circle. There's a short third man, a short fine leg, mid-wicket, cover, point, extra cover, and mid-off as Robert smashes this over the bowler's head. And they think about 2, but 1 is all they will get. A brilliant return there. And there's only 1 run, and the score is now up to 83 for 4 after 8.1 overs. Still some discussion as to which 2 fielders should be out, as Delbert Gale, who is very strong through the offside, gets the man from deep square leg into the circle as mid-off is pushed back, full delivery, and he hammers that. Just a check of the wrist. Actually, it goes over mid-wicket for 6. That was brilliant from Delbert Gale. Not a bad delivery from McCarthy. It was full, aiming for the Yorker, but missed it by a couple of inches, and Gale was on hand to get 6 more runs. And the score is now up to 89 for 4. As you see, another fielding change. So the deep square leg goes out again. Mid-off comes up. Square leg and mid-on and long on are the actual men out on the boundary. McCarthy is full again and he's trying to work that one through. The onside is Gale, but he gets no run. So the score is now 89 for 4. 15 extras bowled by the Cornwall Warriors. McCarthy to bowl to Gale. Full again down the leg side. Wide will be called. Wide is called. It's now 90 for 4. McCarthy in over number 9. Passes the umpire to Delbert Gale. A full delivery again. Another Yorker. And that's good bowling from Andre McCarthy. Gale scampers through for a single. The score is now up to 91 for 4. And Gale is on 14. Kashane Roberts is on 2. So McCarthy again passes the umpire. Roberts gives himself room and smashes straight to cover. No chance of a run. Was hit with some amount of power. And Damien Banks in a ring of fielders on the offside does the fielding. So third man, short third man that is. There is point, cover, and the man at mid-off. All in a ring on the offside. As McCarthy bowls to Roberts, beats the stumps. Good delivery there from the youngster. Ends the ninth over at the end of over number 9. It's Surrey Risers. They're 91 for 4. Delbert Gale is on 14. And Kashane Roberts is on 2. And remember that the Cornwall Warriors conceded 17 runs in their first over. So since then, they have conceded only 74 in the next 8 overs. So that is going at just over 9 runs and over. So they have done fantastically well. The man who conceded the 17 in that first over, Jermaine Levy, he's coming back to do battle. He'll be bowling this time from the Michael Holding end. Conceded 17 from the Courtney Walsh end. Struggled to control the swing, especially the in swing, and started them a little bit too straight. Ended up bowling 2-3 feet outside leg stump to Chadwick Walton predominantly. He got the wicket though of Lloyd Gould at the end of that over, so he has 1 for 17 and charges in to bowl to Delbert Gale, who is hitting this high in the air. The man from point is running back. McCarthy settles, takes a catch. Brilliant. It swirled around, it went around, he went around in circles, but he did very well, McCarthy, to take that catch, his second catch, and gets it better off Delbert Gale for 16 or 14, and after that dismissal, it's now 91 for 5. The Surrey Risers. So Dennis Bulai, wrist spinner, is the new man. He'll be facing Jermaine Levy. Tell you what, the Surrey Kings, they have some power with their bowling. As Levy over the wicket to bowl to Bulai. Short delivery, beats him. That's a slower bouncer. Well bowled, Jermaine Levy, who has represented the CCC. That's a combined campuses and colleges team. Was part of the last team that won the Super 50 title in 2019. Carlos Brathwaite was the captain then. Floyd Reefer the coach. He's been a part of the Jamaican setup for some time, Jermaine Levy. Yes. Levy gets ready again to bowl to Dennis Bulai. Bulai is back and helping that backward of square. The man of square leg. O'Keen Farquharson does the chasing. Does well to limit it to one. He has a strong arm, he does. And all one is all they will get. So 92 for 5. Bulai is up to 1. Roberts has been there for some time. He's only 2 from 4 deliveries. Struggled to get his timing right. But the Warriors have done well to pull things back, have taken wickets at regular intervals. As Levy bowls another slower delivery, takes the outer half of the bat, peels away down to third man for 4. Wouldn't be too disappointed with such an attempt at a slower delivery, but it has reaped great rewards for Kashane Roberts. His first boundary, he's up to 6. And the Surrey Risers, they're up to 96 for 5. So Jermaine Levy, 5th delivery of the final over, was another slower delivery from Roberts, hits it straight to square to mid wicket. Michael Frew dives forward and takes a catch. Very good catch it is. It was dying on him. Dive forward. Brilliantly judged in the end. And Kashane Roberts departs for 6. And more wickets tumbling here for the Surrey Risers. They are now 96 for 6. With 1 delivery, 1 legitimate delivery to come to complete this innings. So Warren Campbell to face Jermaine Levy, which could be the final delivery of this innings. Levy, another slower delivery from Levy, and it's squirted out to point. And Farquharson will come around but can't prevent 2 runs. 2 important runs. Takes the score up to 98 for 6 to complete the innings of the Surrey Risers. Batting first, just under 10 runs per over will be needed now for the Cornwall Warriors. 98 for 6 posed, so they will need 99 to win. I'll give it the scorers in a short time. And the wicket takers for the Cornwall Warriors, who did well to pull things back after conceding 17 runs in the very first over. So Chadwick Walton, he made 23 from 16 balls. He was caught. Andre McCarthy bowled Michael Frew. Lloyd Gould, he went in the first over. He was caught by Kerry Holness off the bowling of Jermaine Levy for 1. Ricardo McIntosh, he was caught by O'Keen Farquharson off Damien Ibanks for 28. Delbert Gale, he made 14, caught Andre McCarthy, bowled Jermaine Levy for 14. Sadiq Henry, he was caught O'Keen Farquharson again, bowled by Damien Ibanks for 9 from 8 deliveries. Kashane Roberts, he was the last man out, caught by Michael Frew off the bowling of Jermaine Levy. So the figures for the bowlers: Jermaine Levy, after conceding 17 in the first over, only conceded 7 in his second. He ended with 3 for 24 from 2. Omar Samuels, none for 23 from his 2. Andre McCarthy, none for 16 from his 2. Michael Frew, 1 for 11 economical from his 2. And Damien Ibanks, 2 for 24 from his 2 overs. And in the grand scheme of things, the Surrey Risers, they made 98 for 6 from their 10 overs. So now the Cornwall Warriors, they need 99 to win. We'll join you sometime later on. So 99 to get for the Cornwall Warriors. Just under 10 runs per over. Sheldon Cottrell, the West Indies fast bowler, will be bowling to Damian Bryce. Full delivery beats him outside the off stump, swinging away traditionally. First delivery. So they need 10 runs and over now. The Cornwall Warriors, to ensure that they register their first win of the competition. First game, team with a mix of players from the western side of the country. St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James. Beaten again outside the off stump from Cottrell to Damian Bryce. He's taking a look. Normally very militant is Damian Bryce. Very aggressive batsman. Not really scared of pace. Sheldon Cottrell averaging in about 135, 136 Ks. But Bryce will be up for the test. Some seriously good bowlers are on this Surrey Risers team. O'Shane Thomas is warming up at third man. Cottrell over the wicket to Bryce. Short delivery, and he's trying to pull that one. It drops short off the man at short fine leg. There was a shout of catching. It bounced just in front of him. There was always some mix-up as well between Bryce and Farquharson. And in the end, all is well with the Cornwall Warriors team. They get a single. O'Keen Farquharson will take strike now from Cottrell for the first time. So this is a signal now to O'Keen Farquharson that things will be short, as fine leg is back. Deep backward square is back. So there's no chance of anything being pitched upward. Could be a double bluff from Cottrell, who normally swings it back to the right-handers early. Short, and Farquharson is tugging this one. He was cramped for room, wasn't able to free his arms, and they get a single. 2 without loss. So 2 deliveries to go in over number 1 for the Surrey Risers. 99 to win the Cornwall Warriors. First victory of this tournament went to the Surrey Kings, captained by Jermaine Blackwood. Defended 88 in the last 5 overs, as this is a full delivery to Bryce. Stop start again between both batters, and they get a single in the end, and the score goes up to 3 without loss. Sheldon Cottrell finishes over the wicket to O'Keen Farquharson. Bowled him, clean bowled. The double bluff did work. He was on the back foot expecting something short, but Cottrell was full, and Farquharson missed, and he smashed the middle and leg stumps. So the first wicket down now for the Cornwall Warriors. They are 3 for 1. O'Keen Farquharson, he goes for 1. Sheldon Cottrell doing the damage. So Kerry Holness is the new man. He's replacing Okeen Farquharson. He was bowled by Sheldon Cottrell. The score is now 3-1. O'Shane Thomas, the big unit from the Courtney Walsh end, he can get it up to 90 miles per hour. So this could be scary stuff here for Damian Bryce. Kerry Holness and Damian Bryce. Bryce is on strike. So Thomas over the wicket to Bryce. Short delivery. Get that over the man at point. Chance of catch, but there's no chance for Cottrell running around from third man, and that's 4 for Bryce. He runs back to his mark. 4 more runs to the total for the Cornwall Warriors, and Bryce will always take his chances against pace. He fancies pace, and that's 4 runs to him. He's up to 6. So Thomas, first ball went for 4, over the wicket to Bryce again, short again, and Bryce is fling that one down to third man. Cottrell will do the fielding. And the score, they come home for 2. And that's 9 now for 1 for the Cornwall Warriors. Chasing 99 for win in this T10 encounter. So 2 deliveries bowled by O'Shane Thomas. He's already conceded 6 runs to Damian Bryce. He's on 8. He taps away at the crease. Waits on Thomas, who is back off a driving length. And Bryce pushes that one to point. No chance of a run. He's on the front foot and carving that one to point. And the score remains at 9-1. So a lot of chirping going around, a lot of noise, anticipation that Bryce could be the catalyst for this chase for the Cornwall Warriors. Aggressive batsman by nature is Bryce. Thomas is wide outside the off stump and duly called so by the umpire. And the score inches up to 10-1 inside over number 2. So the rains have stayed away. It's not as bright as it started at 10:45 this morning, but it has been a good day of cricket so far. Entertaining game in the first contest, and now you have a game on your hands. A strong bowling unit against a Cornwall Warriors team. A short delivery, high in the air, out to Cottrell. He takes a catch. It was telegraphed. It was short outside the off stump. Third man was sent to be square. He was very square, Cottrell. Thomas bowled short, and it went straight to the hands of Cottrell, who is very safe with his hands. And the second wicket for the Warriors goes down. That's Damian Bryce. He goes to 8, and it's now 10-2. So 10-2. The Cornwall Warriors in over number 2. O'Shane Thomas to bowl to McCarthy down the leg side. And wide is called. So it's 11-2 now. The Warriors. 2 wickets in the first 2 overs. The story Risers have picked up so far, and their bowling to me looks the stronger of the 2 assets for them As Thomas both short down the leg side again. Wide is called to McCarthy. And the score goes up to 12 for 2. O'Shane Thomas again, steaming in from the Courtney Walsh end to go to McCarthy short, and he's trying to tug that one through mid-wicket. Got onto the top of the bat. No timing. Pace beating him there. And no chance of a run. The ball went straight to the man at mid-wicket. Score remains at 12 for 2. So O'Shane Thomas over the wicket to go to Andre McCarthy. Short again and hits him in the helmet. And I think the medics will have to come and do some checks. That smashed him in the grill. That was quick from Thomas. So at the end of over number 2, it is 12 for 2. The Cornwall Warriors just saw O'Shane Thomas hammering the grill of Andre McCarthy. He looks to be good. No repercussions of the head blow. And checks his grill a couple of times. He's yet to score. So to his Kerry Holness, who is going to be facing Dennis Bulai. From this, the Michael holding end. And you will see a relaxation of the field as well. First mandatory power play has been completed. Remember, there's an option from overs 3 to 9 for the batting unit to take another power play over. 2 players are outside the circle. Only 2 are allowed. As Bulai bowls to Holness and is beaten outside the off stump. This is wrist spinner, left arm wrist spinner. Call him a Chinaman bowler. So technically he'll be spinning the ball away from Holness. The wrong one goes towards middle stump, and this is a full toss. Hit out to deep square leg. And one bounce to the fielder. Holness gets off the mark and the score goes up to 13 for 2. So the spin of Bulai's. Captain Walter looking to strangle the Cornwall Warriors now, because chasing 99, not really a huge target in T10 cricket to get 10 runs and over. So it's just about consolidating, and but 2 wickets lost, 2 important wickets. Damian Bryce gone, as well as Okin Farquharson, who scores quickly. Bulai now to bowl to McCarthy, short delivery. He's backing away and hammering that out to square cover. Kashane Roberts does the fielding and limits the scoring to 1. The score goes up to 14 for 2. So Bulai to Kerry Holness, short delivery, hitting this high and hard and far for 6. Pick that one up, Kerry Holness. Was looking to hit it over mid-wicket, but realized he had enough power and strength and timing to hit it straighter, and just smashed it to the right of Sheldon Cottrell, who's at long on. And the score moves up to 20 for 2 inside over number 3. And a quick single, and they scamper home for 1, McCarthy and Kerry Holness. And the score goes up to 21 for 2 at the end of over number. Well, it's coming to the end of over number 3 for the Cornwall Warriors. Dennis Bulai bowling that over. So McCarthy is backing away and hits it down to long off. Sheldon Cottrell does the fielding, fires in his return, and only one. The score goes up to 22 for 3 at the end of over number 2. Kerry Holness is on 8, and Andre McCarthy, he's on 2. So Warren Campbell, left arm orthodox bowler. He'll be bowling to Andre McCarthy. So it's 22 for 2 after 3 overs, chasing 99 for victory. So they're well below the required run rate as this takes the outer half of the bat off Andre McCarthy. It squirts out to short third man. Lloyd Gould does the fielding, and there is no run. The score remains at 22 for 2. Warren Campbell round the wicket to McCarthy, who is moving away and hammering this out to cover. Runs hard for the first run, will only get 1. Score goes up to 23 for 2. Chadwick Walton maneuvering his field. So the 5 men out are cover. Long off, long on, mid-wicket and backward squares. Holness sweeps. This one is high in the air. The man from mid-wicket runs around. No chance of him catching it. And they will get 2 runs as the long on fielder does the mopping up. 2 more runs to Kerry Holness. He's up to 10. And the Cornwall Warriors, they're 25 for 2. Holness is slugging this high in the air and into the north stand for 6. His second maximum. He's targeting that leg side area is Kerry Holness. He loves that sweep shot. Flighted delivery from Campbell. And he was on his knee, swatting it over wide long on for 6. 6 more runs to the left-hander. He's up to 16, and the score progressing nicely up to 31 for 2. Inside over number 4. So 99 needed for victory from the Cornwall Warriors. So they need another 68 runs to win. From 37 deliveries. So Warren Campbell has already conceded a 6, a 2, and a single from his 4 balls. Very first over. 9 runs conceded so far. He's bowling to the aggressive Holness, who is guiding that one down to short. Third man, chance of a run out. He gets back, says the umpire. Mix up in communication again between Holness and McCarthy. It has been a feature of the Western team's innings, the Cornwall Warriors innings. No communication. There was no communication between Bryce and Farquharson. There was none between Bryce and Holness, and now there's some trouble between Holness and McCarthy, almost resulting in a run out. As Campbell goes shorter, flatter, and Holness is back and pushes it out to cover. McCarthy thought about 2, but it's 1 he will get. And at the end of over number 4, the Cornwall Warriors, they're 32 for 2, chasing 99 for victory. So Dennis Bulai to complete his spell. Short to wholeness. So he's pulling this out to forward of square. One is all they will get as the return comes to Chadwick Walton. And move up to 18 does wholeness. Score is 33 for 2. Bulai is ready again. Bulai is ready again to go to Andre McCarthy. Wrist spinner. And he's hammering that through mid-off and it goes for 4. It was almost gun barrel straight from Andre McCarthy, who is always looking to back away to hit the ball through the offside. Did so successfully, straight over the umpire's head. Almost took the umpire out as it went for 4. And they are now moving nicely, progressing nicely. The Cornwall Warriors, they're now up to 37 for 2. Side over number 5 as McCarthy smashing this down to long off. Didn't time it as well as he could. Only one he will get. Sheldon Cottrell does the fielding. It's now 38 for 2. McCarthy is up to 8. Holness was been the more aggressive of the two. He's on 18 and he waits on Bulai, who is over the wicket. And Holness is slugging high and hard and far into the George Headley stand for 6. A third sweep shot and a third maximum for Kerry Holness. He's onto something here. He's onto 24. And he's trying to give the Surrey Risers a scare as he moves up to 24. And the Cornwall Warriors, they are up to 44 for 2 inside over number 5. Bulai to Holness, short, who is pulling. That one rushed him a bit, didn't get enough timing on it. They're thinking about 2. No, but 1 they will get, even with the misfield from deep square leg from Sadiq Henry. As you see the rains coming again, clouds getting heavier and lower at the moment. Can hear it. Duckworth Lewis score might have to come into play again as the first contest did, as Bosa McCarthy, who is opening up, slapping that down to long off. And you get 1. It's now 46 for 2. After 5 overs, the Cornwall Warriors chasing 99 for victory. They need another 53 from 30 balls with 8 wickets in hand as the rain gets closer here at Sabina Park. So it's going to be Gordon Bryan. As we see the ground staff getting a lot busier. As you can hear the droplets on the roof. As Bryan bowls a no ball. And this will be a free hit. And the umpire called it pretty early. He also signals 1 bouncer for over. 1 short ball for the over. Free hit coming up for Andre McCarthy. The umpires contemplating whether to call this off or not. So it's going to be a free hit coming here for Andre McCarthy. He waits on Gordon Bryan. Short delivery first up from the Courtney Walsh end. He's in now. Free hit to McCarthy. He pulls out of his run up. Does Bryan. This could be where the game gets a little bit tight and Duckworth Lewis comes into play. The umpires are getting a little bit edgy. They want to signal things to stop Well, the man from Square Leg, he's adamant that they have to go off. And they will go off as a ground staff. Led by Michael Hilton. Gets the covers onto the field. And the teams go off the park at 47 for 2. The Cornwall Warriors chasing 99 for victory here at Sabina Park. They lost Damian Bryce for 8, Akeem Farkis for 1, but Kerry Holness with 3 sixes. He's on 25, and Andre McCarthy with a 4. He's on 9 from 10 deliveries. 47 for 2, chasing 99. The wicket takers for the Surrey Risers, Sheldon Cottrell and O'Shane Thomas, the West Indies representative. So we wait on the resumption of play. 52 runs needed from 5 overs actually here at Sabina Park, with a free hit still to come, but the game can be constituted as a game at the present time, as 5 overs have elapsed in the chase, even though the other team batted 10 overs. So we wait on official confirmation on how things will pan out. There's a cut-off time as to when play can resume and restart for this contest. So the second game, remember the first game was won by the Surrey Kings, led by Jermaine Blackwood. They won by 4 runs over the Middlesex Titans. So until then, you join us after the rain delay.
Site I give all a problem and for site I work you not look from the
And then you go down it.
all but that they try to tell you, sometimes the time I'm yard me now, but me make all the iris and website there. I shoot camera. So the thing